welcome you all to our brilliant channel Maths Nation. Dear students, if you have not subscribed Maths Nation, kindly subscribe it now and press the bell icon to get the notification of the upcoming videos. Students, I promise you to complete your syllabus and would like to solve your all queries which you may kindly drop in the comment box. So dear students, today we start with a new chapter, circle. This is a circle. Okay. Look at here, this is a circle. The circle has, this is the center of the circle and this is the radius. R is the radius of the circle. Then the area inside the circle, this is called the interior of the circle, while this is called the exterior of the circle. This is the center and this is the radius of the circle. The line joining from the center and to any point on the circle is called radius of the circle. Then what is chord? Chord is the line segment which join any 2 points on the circle. Suppose A, B is 2 points on the circle. Then the chord is the line segment which joins any 2 points on the circle. This suppose PQ, suppose AC is a point. Then this is chord AC which join the point A and C. Suppose BC are 2 points on the circle. Then this is the chord which join the point B and C. Suppose this is P and this is Q. Then PQ is the chord which join the points P and Q. The chord which passes through the center is called the diameter of the chord which passes through the center is called the diameter of the circle. Passes through the center is called the diameter of the circle, is called the diameter. The diameter is the longest chord of the circle. The diameter is also called the longest chord. This is the diameter. The diameter is the chord which passes through the center and the diameter is the longest chord of the circle. Then suppose this is a circle and this is a chord PQ. Then this PQ arc is called minor arc, while this PQ is called major. This PQ is called minor. I will draw in next page. Suppose this is a circle. PQ is a chord. Then this portions PQ is called the minor arc. While this portions is called the major arc. The chord divides the circle into 2 parts. The circumference into 2 parts, major arc and minor arc. This small part is called minor arc, while the large part is called the major arc. In the same way, a chord divides the circle is a plane. In the chord divides into 2 parts. This is called minor segment. The area which is in between the chord and the minor arc is called minor segment. This area is called minor segment. Please students, look at here. What is segment? Minor segment. And this is minor arc. The area in between the chord and the minor arc is called minor segment, and this is the area which is in between the chord and the major arc. This is called major segment. this basic difference between sector and segment. The area between the chord and the arc is called the segment, while the sector, what is sector? Look at here, this is a chord, this is a circle. Then suppose this is center and PQ is a arc, PQ is a arc. Then this join OP radius and join OQ radius. OP and OQ are radius, two radius. Then these portions, the area between the radius and the arc, between the radius and the two radius and the arc is called, this portions is called minor sector. This is called minor sector. Minor sector, the basic difference between sector and segment. This is minor sector and this portions is called major sector. This portions is called major sector. This is called major sector. The basic difference between sector and segment. This is the area in between the chord and the arc is called segment, while sector is the plane area in the circle which is between the arc and the two radius. This is called sector and this is called segment. This is minor sector, this is major sector, this is minor segment, this is major segment. Okay, then here let us remember some points. The center of a circle lies in the interior of the circle. Suppose this is a circle, the center always lies in the interior of the circle, and the point whose distance from the center and the circle is greater than its radius lies always exterior of the circle. Suppose this is center. Any points on the circle is joined to the center. This is called radius. Suppose A, B, C, D, E, F are those points which lies on the circle. Then OA, OB, OC, OD, OE, OF are called the radius of the circle. The point which is lies between the distance from the center and the point is greater than radius. This means the point is lies exterior of the circle. Suppose here is a point, then this is OX. OX is greater than OA, means OX is greater than a radius. This means X lies in the exterior of the circle. The longest chord of a circle is called diameter of the circle. The longest chord means the chord which passes through the center is called diameter of the circle. This is the longest chord of the circle. An arc is when it ends at the end of the diameter. A arc is called a semicircle. This is the arc which is called a semicircle because the two end points of the arc is the end point of a diameter. Suppose AB is the diameter. AB is the diameter. The arc AB is two end points of the arc is two end points of the diameter. This means this is a semicircle, half circle or semicircle. This is a semicircle. The segment of a circle is the region between the arc, the segment of between the arc and the chord. The segment is the area or the plane surface in the circle which is between the arc and the chord. Okay. Then the circle divides the plane into two parts. The chord divides the circle into two parts, major segment and minor segment. Okay. Then next. Then here next. Line segment joining the center to any point on the circle is the radius of the circle. The line segment joining the center to any point. Suppose this is a circle. The line segment which join the center and the any point lies on the circle. Suppose P, Q, are any points on the circle. X are any points. The line segment which join this center to the point is called the radius of the circle. There are infinite number of radius in a circle. A circle has only infinite number of chords. Suppose this is a circle, infinite number of equal chords A B, B A C and C D. All may be the length of AB is equal to AC is equal to CD is equal to EF, means a circle has infinite number of equal length chord, and a circle divided into 3 equal arcs. Suppose this is a circle and divides the circle into 3 equal arcs. Suppose this is an 3 equal arcs. This is 120 degree, this is 120 degree and this is 120 degree. Measure of this arc is equal to measure of this arc is equal to measure of this arc. Okay. A circle is always a plane figure. Then what is the angle subtended by a chord at a point? Look at here. Suppose this is a circle. This is a circle and AB is a chord. AB is a chord. This is the center. Then O is the center. Then O is the center. Then this is called the angle subtended by the chord. This angle is called the angle subtended by the chord AB. Okay. Suppose AB is a circle and PQ is a chord and PQ is a chord and O is the center. Then joined OP and OQ. This angle is the angle subtended by the chord. Okay. Then this theorem says, theorem 1 says, the circle. Theorem 1 says equal chords of a circle subtend equal angles at the center. Suppose this is a circle and AB is a chord and CD is another chord of equal length. CD is another chord of equal length. Then the theorem says they both subtend equal angles at the center. Suppose this is the diagram. Then this is the center and the angle subtended by the chord AB is AOB and the CD is, suppose join CD. Then this is the angle subtended by the chord CD. Then this theorem says AOB, here given the theorem given AB is equal to CD chords. Both are chords of equal length. Then they AB chord subtend the angle AOB. We have to prove that. To prove that the subtended angle have same measure, means measure of AOB is equal to measure of COD. This here we have to prove it. Proof. Consider triangle proof. Consider triangle AOB and triangle COD. Consider triangle AOB and COD and given here AB is equal to CD given. This is the given conditions given because they are the chords of equal length, and OA is equal to OB is equal to OC is equal to OD as their radii. They are radii of the circle. Radius of the is their radius of the circle. Is their radius of the circle. OB equal to OA equal to OB equal to OC is equal to OD. Then here OA is equal to OC. OB is equal to OD. Then by S side side. Then by S property, both the triangles are congruent. Then by S property, triangle AOB is congruent with triangle COD. Then AOB angle is equal to COD angle by CPCT. By CPCT, these two angles have equal measure. Then here we can prove that this thing we have to prove. Here this is CPCT. Then hence proved. Means chords of equal length subtended equal angles at the center. Okay. Chords of equal length, chords of a circle subtend equal angles at the center. Okay. A, B, C, D are chords of same equal length. Then they subtend equal angles at the center. Then next. The next theorem is vice versa. If the angles subtended by the chord of a circle at the center are equal, then the chords are of equal length. This is vice versa of the theorem 1. Theorem 2 says, suppose AB is a chord and CD is another chord. This is the center. And AOB is the subtended angle, and here this is the center and this is the subtended angle. Suppose here given the angle AOB is equal to angle COD. Here if the subtended angle by two chords of a circle of equal measure, then we have to prove that the chords are of equal length. Here angle AOB is equal to angle COD. Then we have to prove that. Then to prove that AB is equal to CD. Length of AB is equal to length of CD. Proof. Then consider the triangle AOB. Consider triangle AOB and triangle COD. Then here OA is equal to OC because radius of the triangle, because radius of the circle. Both are radius of the circle. And OB is also equal to OD because same radius of the circle. And the given condition is AOB angle is equal to COD angle. This angle is equal to this angle given here. This given. Then by side angle side SAS. Then by SAS property, both the triangles are congruent. Property, triangle AOB is congruent with the triangle COD. Then by CPCT, then by AB is equal to CD. Then AB is equal to CD by CPCT. Corresponding part of congruent triangle. AB is equal to CD. Hence proved. The vice versa is also proved. Okay. Then next. I have already told you, please students practice your exercises. Only knowing theorem is not sufficient for you. Then here the perpendicular from the center of a circle to the chord bisect the chord. Here this theorem says, this theorem 3, theorem 1, theorem 2, then the theorem 3 says, suppose this is a circle and the perpendicular from the center of the circle to the chord. This AB is a chord. This is a circle. AB is a chord. This O is the center. Then the perpendicular from the center to the circle of a circle to the chord. Perpendicular. This is the perpendicular. This we have to prove that suppose this intersect at the chord AB at P. Then here we have to prove that this bisect the chord AB, means AP is equal to BP. Here the theorem says the perpendicular from the center of a circle to the chord of the circle to a chord bisect the chord. Okay. Then here given the perpendicular from the center, means OP is perpendicular to AB. Then we have to prove that this bisect this. Then to prove that AP is equal to BP, means this bisect the chord, means AP is equal to BP. We have to prove that AP is equal to BP length. Then proof. Here proof. Consider the join proof. Here construction join OA and OB. Then here join OA and OB. Then here join OA and OB. Consider the triangle. OAP and triangle OBP. Consider the triangle OAP and triangle OBP. Here OP equal to OP, common side, and OA is equal to OB because radius of the circle, and common hypotenuse, equal length of hypotenuse, because as this is right angle, this means OA and OB are the hypotenuse. And look at here, keep it here. Then here OA equal to OB, equal length of hypotenuse. OP is the common side, and OPA angle is equal to OPB angle. This angle is equal to this angle, right angle. Because the given condition is OP is perpendicular to AB, is right angle. Then by RHS property, then by RHS property, these two triangles, triangle OAP is congruent with the triangle OBP. Then OAP is congruent with OBP. Then AP is equal to BP by CPCT. Corresponding part of congruent triangle AP equal to BP, which implies OP bisects AB. Bisects AB means it divides AB into equal parts. Okay, hence proved. Okay, students, today this much. In my next sessions we will continue with this. Thank you, students.